Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So this channel, Every Data Science, is all about trying to learn the different concepts involved in data science by practicing a lot of questions. In this video, I'm going to solve this question on Stratascratch both using Python as well as MySQL and try to walk you through how we can develop solutions to such problems both in Python and MySQL. The difficulty level of this question is medium and this question has been asked in Twitter interviews. Okay, let's jump right in. The question reads, find out the employee with the highest salary per department, output the department name, employee's first name along with the corresponding salary. So we are given a data frame called employee and our expected output is also a pandas data frame. Let's look at the expected output. So we have in the output department column, first name column and the salary. So basically per department, who is the person who has the maximum salary, right? Let's preview this data frame employee. So you have different columns. So if I preview this, so you have a lot of different columns, right? First name, last name, age, title, department, salary, etc. A ton of information. So out of this, for each of the departments, so like for example, sales, like which person or which employee has the maximum salary. So you need to output the department, the first name of the person and the salary, right? Okay. So to do this, what we can do is, first thing is we need to find out the maximum salary of each of the department, right? And then you can store that in a data frame. Then what we can do is in this employee data frame, we can add a new column, right? Called, let's say maximum salary, right? And for each of the departments we can have, so for example, this person, Max George belongs to sales department, right? So what is the maximum salary of the sales department? So you can have that, and then once you have that information collected, then all you need to do is just do Boolean indexing, right? So wherever the salary is equal to the maximum salary, you keep that row. Otherwise you neglect that row and return all those rows, right? So that we need to do. So the first thing is, as we discussed, is finding the highest of each of the departments. So how can we do this? So from the employee data frame, we can group by, right? We can group by the department column, right? And then find out the maximum from the salary column, right? So salary dot max. So if I run this, this is going to give the maximum salary of each other department, but we don't know the department, as discussed n number of times in our previous videos, that this is because the department is the index right now. To get that value as a column, we need to write reset index, right? So now we will be having, okay, so for each of the department, what is the maximum salary? So here your column name is still salary, and also we know that in the employee data frame we have a column called salary, right? So once you merge this information, so that might be confusing. So what should we do is we should rename this column from salary to max salary, because this is basically the maximum salary of each of the department, right? So what we can do is we can use the rename method. So rename, what do you want to rename? Columns, right? And then we can provide a dictionary, right? So key value pair, right? So the old name is salary and we need to change it to new name, right? So let's say highest salary, right? You can do whatever, it does not matter. Or why we are doing this is just to differentiate it from the original salary column, right? So let me run this. Okay, so we just got the new name of the column, highest salary. Now, once we have this, what we can do is we can store this in a data frame called, let's say, highest, right? And now perform a merge, right? So pandas.merge on the employee data frame, right? We can merge this highest data frame with this. So we can write pt.merge the old data frame employee, then the new data frame that we created, highest, which column? Department, right? Because for each of the department we are trying to get the maximum salary. So on department, and how left join, right? Why left join? Because you have all the employees and their departments and you are just appending the highest salary of that particular department, right? So how is equal to left. So let me run this to see what we are getting. So you have the employees data frame up till here, right? Manager ID is the last column. and then we appended the highest salary, right? So we appended the highest salary and each of the departments. So for example, 250K, right? So 250K is in the management department. So for sales, the maximum is 2200, and similarly. So once you have this, so what we can do is we can, simply store this in a data frame called df, and then we can use Boolean indexing. So basically compare the values in the two columns for each of the row, and wherever it is true, right? So you pass that as a filter, and it will basically return only those columns where that comparison came out to be true. So what I mean by that is we can write, so column, which column? Salary column, right? So df salary is equal to df max or highest salary, right? So, and this is going to basically compare for each of the row if the value in the salary column is equal to the highest salary column. So it is going to return a list of true false values, right? And then you can pass this as a filter to the data frame, right? So if I run this, we are going to get only those rows where the salary is equal to the maximum part, right? So salary and maximum, right? Maximum and salary. So this is what we get, but we don't need all the columns in the output. We only need department, first name and salary. So how can we do that? So this basically, this entire thing, it returns a data frame, right? So either you can store this in another data frame, let's say df2, or then get the certain columns, or like you don't need to increase the number of codes. So what you can do is basically this entire thing actually is what? A data frame with n number of columns, right? So how do you get specific columns? You can provide a list of the column names, right? So you write what? Department, then first name, right? And then the salary part, right? Okay, let me run this. So we have the department, first name and salary, right? So we got the output as desired. Let me go ahead and submit it to see if it passes all the test cases. So everything is green, and this is how we do it, right? So now let's go and look at how the corresponding code will look like in MySQL. Okay, so we have the same stuff, right? You have the employee table, same columns, right? If I preview, you have the same column, there's no change, right? So how can we do this? So basically, here we can have all the columns that we have, and we can add another, just like we did in Python, we can add a new column called highest salary, and for each of the department we can get the maximum salary of that, right? So how can we do this? We can use the window function, right? So select star from employee, but you can also make a new column, right, using a window function. So since you are writing a window function, you need to write over clause and then partition by the department column, right? And then from the salary column, you return the maximum part, right? So max of salary, and let's alias this as highest salary, right? So if I run this, so we will be basically getting the same stuff as we did in Python. So you have the employee table, and you got the highest salary for each of the departments, right? So for example, all these 4 belongs to audit, and the maximum salary in audit is 1100, right? So once we have this, what we can do is we can store this in a common table expression. So with CTE as this entire thing goes into parentheses, right? And then what we can do is from this common table expression, we are only going to keep those rows where the salary value is equal to the highest salary, right? So once you have that, you only return certain column, right? So expected output is department, employee name, salary. So we can write department, then first name, and then the salary column. Okay, let me go ahead and run this to see what happens. Okay, so we have the department, first name, salary, and since the question does not say to order in a particular manner, so we have everything that is expected. Let me go ahead and submit it to see if it passes all the test cases. So yeah, everything is green and everything passes all the test cases. So yeah, this is how we do it both in Python and MySQL. Very simple question, although it says medium difficulty, but it is not very difficult if you know about window functions and if you know about how to merge information and know about Boolean indexing in Python. So this is very easy. All we did was we basically found out that for each of the department what is the maximum salary, and then what we did was simply compared the values in the salary column with the maximum salary of each of the department, and kept only those rows where they were equal, right? And then we only kept certain columns, not all columns, from the employee data frame, right? So yeah, this is how we do it. Let me know if there is a better way or a more efficient way you can think of. Let the solution be in the comment section below, and until then I will see you guys in the next video.